I think the fans were very excited, but I try to downplay it and all that because this is how it's going to be from here on out. This is a great win for us, but this is the standard for the bare minimum every year going forward.
And keep the change, you filthy animal. Joe Burrow. Hey, that's the attitude he had when I spoke to him after they finished their sweep of the Steelers, I think it was.
Yeah.
It's like, it's no big deal. This is the new standard.
Yeah, they're hungry.
Finish the sweep of the Ravens. This is the new standard. That's just the way that's the way it is. It's forget about the past. This is the way it is now. Deal with it.
It's what's amazing about some of these young quarterbacks. They've changed the standard of organizations in such a hurry. It's really special. I don't know what it is, what the hell these guys are doing, what protein shakes they're drinking growing up, but there's just no fear. Mahomes, do you really want to go to Kansas City? Gosh, they haven't been good or a real contender in forever. Oh, hey, they're the greatest thing since sliced bread now. I mean, going to the Bengals, Joe Burrow. I mean, man, do you really want to go there, that organization? Damn, they're good. Holy cow, looks like they're going to be good forever. I don't know, even those uniforms that look ugly, they're starting to look better now with Joe Burrow there.
Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny?
Right?
How ugly uniforms start to look good when the team that is wearing them gets better.
It's amazing. It really is. I'm starting to look at them last week and going, damn, they look good out there. I don't know what it is, but it's just because they're good. And it's that damn quarterback. Amazing. Josh Allen in Buffalo, Justin Herbert, the Chargers. Just step in and just change an organization right away. Very special people.
And it really does remind me of the way that Joe Montana's 49ers took over the NFL at a time when it was Steelers, Raiders, Cowboys. Dolphins had faded by then. It was Steelers,
Right.
Raiders, Cowboys, Steelers, Raiders, Cowboys. Here come the 49ers and beat the Cowboys in the 81 championship game in the NFC. And it just that was stunning for that reason.
Yeah.
That you weren't used to. This wasn't a common occurrence where a bad team all of a sudden is a great team. No, that's not how it works. It's not. There's the great teams, and then there's the teams they beat up on until they play each other. The great teams do in the postseason. So now we've got that cycle, and you're just one quarterback away. And the Bengals got their guy, and to their credit, they held firm. Stephen Ross wanted to trade up from 5 to 1, and they're like, no, we're not doing it no matter what you offer, and they made the right call. So he goes on the road now to Nashville, rested Tennessee Titans team with Derrick Henry, back at practice, looking pretty good. Well, it's just practice. Had the pads on, but we haven't seen him in a game yet. But how big of a difference is this if you've got healthy and rested Derrick Henry playing against the Bengals? He's missed more than half of the season with that foot injury that required surgery. How big of a push is that for the Titans as they try to get ready to beat a Bengals team that doesn't realize they shouldn't be this far?
Yeah, it's a game changer. I mean, again, this is a dangerous running game without Derrick Henry. They're still good without Derrick Henry. But now you're talking about a guy that, can take the offense and the running play beyond the expectations of a normal running back that or a normal what's expected out of that running play. This is one of the best physical specimens we've seen in football in the history of the sport. I mean, he's a game changer in the fact that even when you stop him, he still gets 3 yards or 2 yards and moves the pile. And of course, we know you give him a seam or just a crack of daylight, and he can go 80 yards to the house. So I just look at that, Mike, and it's more than that. It's the way they want to play too. It affects the defense, and now they grind the clock out, and now Vrabel and Shane Bowen, they're creative on the defensive side of the ball. That makes it more pressure for the other offense because it's like, wait, they had the ball forever, and now their defense is doing crazy things. And the biggest thing, too, is now with him and a healthy Julio Jones and A.J. Brown, oh my gosh, that's where the Titans, people need to look it up, have been one of the best big play teams in football the last few years because Tannehill and A.J. Brown and company are unbelievable off the play action pass, throwing the ball deep down the field. So it's gonna be an issue for the Bengals. And they lost to Larry Ogunjobi last week at defensive tackle, so that adds a little more, what do they say, salt to the wound or whatever there. So they got their hands full this week with this offense. I really believe that.
Yeah, now look, the Bengals offense, we know what they can do, but they let the Raiders hang around last weekend. There were some defensive lapses, and it's not going to be easy. This may be the limit to what the Bengals can do. We do our picks tomorrow, and I love a good story. I love a good turnaround. I like to get caught up in an underdog, but this may be the limit of what these Bengals can do, laying the foundation to do more next year. But Derrick Henry coming back, even without Derrick Henry,
yes.
The Titans with extra time, with Mike Vrabel, they kind of fly under the radar. Nobody really notices them, and I think that plays to their advantage. They're dangerous without Henry. If Henry's back and he can have the same kind of impact Cam Akers did on the Rams on Monday night, it feels like it's going to be lights out for the Bengals.
It's going to be a tough challenge. There's no doubt. But we've seen this Titans team though on defense. They've had moments of, hey, we saw the Texans in Week 18, Davis Mills and company moving the ball and making big plays. So I can see this game, having some points on the board. I can. I certainly can see the Bengals, if they can protect Joe Burrow against this group up front, being able to throw in the Titans in the secondary a little bit. I do. So, yes, again, I think it's going to be tough. It's a Titans team that's big and physical on both sides of the ball. They're going to have some advantages there. The Titans are, at least. But I do think that Joe Burrow in this offense has enough offer, in my opinion, right now, to kind of keep pace with just about anybody, just like we saw with the Chiefs a few weeks ago. It's special that way. And I think with the Titans and their style of defense, as compared to the Raiders, like we talked about last week, who never let big plays, it's just constantly get back, throw it underneath. The Titans will take some chances and do some stuff that's creative, and, opportunities will present itself to make a few big plays in the pass game that way.
And the Titans have been that team that went in and beat the 1 seed in the division round just 2 years ago. I kind of think in a weird sort of way that helps Mike Vrabel get his guys to be on guard and be ready and understand what happens when you're playing a team that just won a playoff game. You got to be ready for an early uppercut. The old, as we were saying last week that I thought the Steelers were going to do to the Chiefs, the George McFly curl up his fist and catch Biff early. The Titans have to be on guard for the Bengals doing that, because that could change everything.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.